Well, we have the Dream Team here today, and I really think it is a special day for our state of Illinois. It's a day long in coming. It's been more than 10 years, more than a decade, since Illinois improved the value of the Earned Income Tax Credit. That's a complicated name for tax relief for working families raising children. There's no more important mission in life than raising children. And the widow of President Kennedy, Jacqueline Kennedy, once said when I was growing up that if you bungle raising your children, nothing else in life matters. And so it's very important here in Illinois that we help parents raising children, parents who are working, and they're working hard, and they're living from check to check every month. We want to make sure that those paychecks have enough money for the family to pay its bills and raise their children right. Because in our state, a little more than a decade ago, we decided to have a state version, an Illinois version, of tax relief for working families. That was passed, and we have the sponsor of that great measure with us today, Barbara Flynn Curry, and we've got it established at 5% of the federal amount. We've been able, through great work of the folks here today and all across Illinois, who banded together, not for profit, for a cause they believe in. They believe in making sure that we should have a fairer tax code. We have still more work to do, but we have to, in Illinois, have a tax code that's fair to families raising children and also helps economic growth and job creation. And that's a great thing about the measure that I'm going to sign today. By giving tax relief, over $100 million of tax relief to working families raising children in Illinois, will not only help those families have a little more money, average about a little more than $100 a year when it's fully implemented, extra, beyond the current amount that they're getting in the Earned Income Tax Credit. We're going to double the value of it. It's worth over $100 per family, average family. But that family is not going to admire money in a bank vault, especially now. They're going to go out and spend the money in their local economy, creating jobs for local businesses in particular. This is very, very important because there are some who think that the Earned Income Tax Credit and tax relief for working families is not part of job creation. And they're just plain wrong, because a study by the Brookings Institute, a very rigorous study, found that every dollar given in tax relief to working families under this type of program goes through the economy, the local economy, and creates $1.58 of economic growth and jobs. So we have to understand that 70% of our American economy and our Illinois economy is based on consumer demand. And we can't ignore everyday consumers, people who live from paycheck to paycheck. We want to give them tax relief. We want to target that tax relief to the people who need it the most.
I am a single mother of 5 children. I have a 23-year-old grad student at Northern Illinois University, a 20-year-old junior at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale, a 19-year-old freshman at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and 2 seniors at King College Prep High School, where I work in the counseling department. I am a true example of the value of the Earned Income Tax Credit. The credit has and continues to bring in extra money when needed. It does not matter if it's a $5,000 credit from the federal or $200 credit from the state of Illinois. It always comes at the right time. I use the money for practical things like paying off and or getting ahead of my bills, or to make repairs to and or purchase a new used vehicle to get the kids around, or maybe even get the kids a couple new outfits or fill up the deep freezer. You see, the Earned Income Tax Credit has helped me out of a lot of jams when I have found it hard to make ends meet. Once I found out about the Center for Economic Progress and the free tax clinic, it was a blessing, because it meant that it would be able to help me to keep all of my earned income tax credit in my household. I no longer have to pay out for a paid preparer to do my return, and they always seem to trick me into applying for those refund anticipation loans, which just take out more money out of my pocket. I had always pressed to my kids that education is is number one priority, and that college was not an option, not knowing exactly what that meant. Without the earned income tax credit, both federal and state, it would have been even harder for me to assist my children in reaching their dreams. Thank you.
And that's what we're doing today. We understand that we've got to help our businesses. We want to have a good business climate. We have done many things this year to do that. The education reform, the unemployment insurance reform, the work comp reform, environmental permitting streamlined, helping a lot of our businesses. And we understand tax relief for businesses where it's targeted, and we've been able to do that. But we can't forget everyday people who are the heart and soul of Illinois, the people who really pay the most taxes. And we want to focus our tax relief today on helping them, and we want to commit ourselves in the coming year to more efforts to reform the Illinois tax code, to make it fairer, and to also encourage economic growth and job development.